14-9 as Braintree leads, and they serve for the Raiders. And that one out of play, and Braintree an opportunity really to take full advantage here at home, trying to go up 2-0 in a convincing fashion. 15-9 the lead and the serve, up 6, as we've experienced a little bit of technical difficulty here. As that one blocked, pinned on the net, and it's kept alive by Braintree. Dow having to knock it over, and just not getting that one high enough. Pass to the front of the net as that one is kept alive by Braintree. Still going, and now it's out of play as that one missed hit on the far side. You can see the focused look on the face of Braintree. Wellesley a little bit shocked here how things have unfolded. Block at the net, it's out of bounds, and it is a Wellesley point. Tough ball for Braintree to try and corral, which they're able to knock over to the net on the third try. As that one deflected and into the Braintree bench, as Wellesley has been on a little bit of a run here. They've closed it to 3. That one is deflected, and it's Braintree's point. Womps back up by 4, 17-13 here in the latter stages now of set 2, with Braintree up 1-0. And that's out of bounds. No deflection, Braintree point. 18-13, Braintree leading here in set 2. And an ace. Braintree's first of the match, and it came at an excellent time. So Yu has done excellent on his serves this season. That deflects off of Braintree. And that'll allow Wellesley back within 5. It's 19-14. As the Raiders will serve, and this has been one of the better servers here today for Wellesley. A line drive serve, which we'll see in a moment. As Braintree read it well this time. And it's inbounds. Braintree with the point. That was well done. It was well read off the initial serve. They had exactly the spot on the court where they were going to find the serve, and very quickly turned it into offense. 6-point advantage for Braintree and a chance to make it 7. As that one deflects, and the point is Wellesley's. That was a strong block at the net, and that was a much needed point for the visiting team. What a nice play by Wishart to keep that one alive. The strong play again, as now it is into the net on 4 hits. Braintree allowing a little bit of life here for the Raiders. Still Braintree up 4. mistakes. That was a miscommunication. Both you and Kokoris, and I think a timeout needed here for Braintree, and that's exactly what head coach Standard will do. She saw her team losing a little focus there, and that was a little mental mistake. But Braintree certainly still in front and having the advantage here, up by 3. But Wellesley carrying a little bit of momentum over now on a 3-0 run, as we'll take a break here on BCAM TV with Braintree up 20-17 here in set 2, trying to go up commanding 2-0 lead. Back here out of the timeout. Again, if you did join us late, Braintree does lead 1-0. They won that one 30-28 in exciting fashion as that one's deflected, and Braintree's got the point, and the Raiders can't believe it. And now a challenge coming from Wellesley, which will not be to their avail. So again, joining late in this one, we had this first set recorded here at Braintree High School, but due to technical difficulties, we weren't able to capture it correctly. But Braintree does lead 1-0 and a chance to go up 2-0. Now it is a 2-point match in set 2. Braintree allowing the Raiders to claw back in it. And this again, another close one down the wire. But that's to be expected. A great team like Wellesley against a very good team from Braintree. Two teams that are very evenly matched. Braintree trying to go up a commanding 2-0 lead. An opportunity now, and again, the miscommunication. That's the second time between Kokoris and Dow. And those are the kind of mistakes that Braintree can't afford down the stretch here. Really could use a point here for Braintree, and they got it. Kokoris came back. You have to like that leadership that he just showed. After kind of a mistake that he knew he made on the prior hit, he came back and took it in his own hands and made a smart hit. 22-20, Braintree's lead is 2. Wellesley had to hit it over there, and they did. As Braintree has another chance on the attack. McMartin, and it's in bounds. Excellent job. And I believe Wellesley is going to use their final timeout. Down 23-20 here in set 2. Braintree a chance to try and close it out right after this here on BCAM TV. Up 23-20 here in the latter stages of set 2. We'll be right back. Back here out of the timeout. 23-20 the lead for Braintree. Trying to close it out here in set 2. Good dig from O'Donnell. And another one by Burke. Braintree continuing on the solid defensive play, and that is a double hit. A tough call, really, to go against Braintree. That was, they knew they made that mistake, but that was an excellent effort for Braintree there, as they had two very nice digs to keep play alive prior to that mistake. And now it is set point. Wellesley's out of timeouts, and now it's set point. A chance for Braintree to go up 2-0. And Wishart will get the opportunity to win it here for Braintree. And the dig is not in time for Burke. It'll be set point again, but Wellesley has some work to do before they can try and have this match continue. They want this one to go bonus again. It's going to have to if they have a chance to win it. Braintree trying to close it out now. They don't want to go again extra. Here's O'Donnell. And there is the victory in set 2. Another mistake made by Wellesley. That was a bad communication mistake to make at the net on set point as Braintree wins 25-22 in set 2 as the Womps now go up 2-0, 30-28 in set 1, 25-22 in set 2, and now a chance for the sweep in set 3 right after this here on BCAM TV. We'll be right back. Back here at the Herkimer Gymnasium, start of the third set. And a very noisy gymnasium at this point, with Braintree up 2-0. Mike Wassel here for BCAM TV, and the Womps leading 2-0, but Wellesley getting the first strike. And if they want to win this one, they're going to have to win 3 consecutive sets. A very tough task. But for the first time here today, they get the opening point. And we see a miscommunication on Braintree's side as the ace makes it 2-0. I don't know if the noise in the gym, but obviously at that moment it was very silent on the serve as it's 2-0. And Braintree trying for a much different result, and they get it thanks in large part to another serving mistake. Eight serving mistakes for Wellesley to Braintree's 3, and the Womps haven't had one in a while. And that's out of bounds as Braintree has now tied it at 2. Deflection off of Braintree. It's 3-2 as Wellesley goes back on top. And now a change in rotation, and here it comes. The line drive serve upcoming. This time it gets a little bit more air under it. And a much easier return, and McNeil makes no doubt, tying it at 3. Block and quick hands by Wishart as is returned by you. Blocked at the net, kept alive by McNeil, and now back in his direction. Deflection as it stays alive. Tough play over by the Braintree bench, which the Womps are able to make. And O'Donnell right on that sideline, 3 Wellesley players there. Quick hit. O'Donnell with the punch back. And now the kill in the middle of the court. Kept alive. It's still knocked over by Braintree. Excellent effort. And now a 5-3 advantage for Wellesley, who has come out of the gates firing here in set 3. And they had to have that kind of effort, down 2-9. The energy has been much better on Wellesley's side here in set 3. Not that Braintree hasn't had the effort that they were looking for, but you can see that Wellesley certainly wants this game as badly as they do, but they do give away yet another, now their 9th, serving error. Wasn't the greatest of passes, as Wellesley was lucky to return. McNeil and too strong, no deflection. Line drive, and again, make it double digits now with 10. 6-5 as Braintree has trailed for most of this set here in set 3, up 2-0. As Dow has an opportunity now on the serve to try and get the tying point. And Dow wasn't able to hit it in a direction that would have given a chance for Braintree to make a play on it. It went backwards. I think he was in between, thinking it may have gone out of bounds. And then at the last second, he knew it wasn't going to go out, so he had to make a play for it. Wellesley's hit 2 in a row. Out of bounds, and that is an ace. That was probably the best serve of the match, definitely for the Raiders. Rockets up a mile high as O'Donnell, oh, what a hit. What a hit by O'Donnell. That was over the shoulder. As we continue, this would be an excellent point to have for Braintree. This would be a devastating blow to the armor of the Raiders. 8-5 the lead as Braintree's down, and the point is Braintree's. They steal one. You credit that one all to O'Donnell. He got that all started. May not have finished it, but he got it all started. That one just able to eclipse the net as Burke again with the strong dig. He's had a handful of those, but McMartin a little bit too strong. As Braintree drops now down behind by 3. Nine-6 is the score here in set 3, with the Womps up 2-0. McNeil, as Braintree looking to get it towards the front of the net, as McNeil able to pop it over. And now it's hit out of bounds. So we've seen both teams a couple times here in this third set as fatigue starts to set in a little bit more. A couple of untimely hits. Womps get the kind deflection as that slows it down, and now Braintree up another point in the scoreboard to close the gap to 1. Trying to tie it with a point here on the serve as Wishart getting ready, bouncing it a couple times prior to the serve, looking for the game tying point at 9. And we're tied at 9. O'Donnell with the block. And now the head referee signaling over to the scorer's table. 9-9. As Branch has gone on a nice 3-0 run. As that puts the Raiders back on top by a point, 10-9. And now, 11-9 after that quick hit. O'Donnell, and Braintree's got the point. That one may have been heading out of bounds, but the Raiders got a piece. Diving play, and again, it's Burke. Deflection out of bounds into the stands, and Braintree's got the point. $11 apiece. Braintree looking for their first lead here of set 3. McNeil, deflection, and there it is. First lead of set 3 is 12-11. Good pass, deflection off of the Womps this time, and Wellesley tying it at 12. Apiece as we go back and forth. Deflection, and it's over the head of Burke. He did really get a piece, but that one too high for him really to make a play on it. And this is a must-win set for Wellesley to continue it with the Womps up 2-0. Serving error number 11, tying it at lucky 13. Short with it, and that one just barely made it over. And Wellesley nearly not able to react quick enough. Sliding attempt by Yu, but it lands on Braintree's side. Turn it, and an ace. Excellent hit. Again, it's McNeil with plenty on it. That was an unreturnable hit to make it 15-14. Violation against the Womps, allowing now a 2-point edge to Wellesley. And Braintree's going to have to turn it around a little bit here, as we're now more past the midway point. As we saw from the first 2 sets, it's never over. And don't count out this Braintree team, as they've closed the gap to 1. And McNeil has been superb, especially here in this 3rd set. He's had more than a handful of kills in this one alone. Braintree hasn't had a serving mistake in a while, and that wasn't the best time for it, as they now trail by 2 at 17-15. Not that there's really ever a good time for a serving mistake, but obviously you'd be more likely to not adhere to it by as much, and that one just out of bounds, as Wellesley returning the favor. That one so close, but it was out of bounds. But Braintree back within 1 at 17-16. The serve now upcoming for Burke. Braintree trying to win it in straight sets. But it's going to take a great finish here in set 3 to secure it. Two-point lead and the serve for the Raiders, 18-16. And Braintree will use a timeout. Probably a good spot to take one for the Womps, as they find themselves down by 2 late here in set 3. And the Womps trying to finish it off here against the Raiders and win this one in straight sets here at home. We'll be right back. Back here after the timeout by Braintree, trying to get a point back. As that one deflects, and still alive, Burke, oh, what a play! What an incredible play. Blocks, and Wellesley gets it, but that was, again, one of the best plays we've seen this season, as Braintree's had a couple of them now. That one by Burke. We saw O'Donnell with an incredible one moments ago. And O'Donnell trying the punch method there, and it didn't work out for the Womps, and they're going to have to take another timeout, as Braintree has now seen the lead go from 18-16 to 20-16. And Wellesley, in a must-win set, have come out and played that way, trying to close it out and make it a 2-1 edge. And we'll take another quick break here on BCAM TV. Back after the timeout, Braintree down now 4. And a violation will be against Wellesley. That was a big call, and Braintree needed that break, which they got. It's down to 3. And this is where Braintree has to do it. Make it 2. Braintree with 2 quick points. And now we'll see momentum shifting to Braintree side. Turn it over to the head coach for the Raiders. See if he thinks about a timeout. Braintree's taking 2. Block is still alive. Diving play. Burke again has been superb here in this last few 5 points or so. Off the net, is still alive, and Kokoris just can't find a way to get that one over the top of the net. (21-18), 3-point advantage for the team serving, which is Wellesley. McMartin, and that is inbounds. Second time here in the match that McMartin has found a perfect spot on the court, and it's been labeled. Every time he has hit it, He has gone for a good spot on the court. That's the second time that he has found an excellent spot out of the reach of any Wellesley player. Blocked at the net, kept alive just over the head of O'Donnell. As Braintree trying to get within one. 21-19. And that one out of bounds, no deflection. Wellesley getting the point to go up by 2, 22-20. Back and forth we go, and Braintree can't afford to go alternating points. Love the energy from Braintree here in this one. You can see the chemistry has really blossomed this season. An over-the-shoulder attempt does not work. Would have been great had it worked, but the quick play was to no avail, and Braintree's back within one, 22-21, as you will serve, trying to tie it at 22. Very close to doing it on an ace. Blocked at the net and on the Braintree side of the court. As again, we go back and forth. Braintree hasn't been able to respond with two quick ones, which they're looking to do. McNeil, he's blocked, and that puts set point here in the hands of the Raiders. But this one's still far from over here in set 3. Chorus, and nobody there at the net. An easy play for the Raiders, and Braintree drops a tough one here, 25-21, as this one will extend to a 4th set here at Braintree High School. And the teams will now switch sides, as Braintree wasn't able to close it out. We'll have the 4th set right after this here on BCAM TV. Braintree up 2-1.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad
One more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
Back here at Braintree High School, start of set number 4. Braintree up 2-1. Mike Wassel here for BCAM TV, and the Womps losing their first set of the match, 25-21 in set 3. As Wells is able to extend it here to a 4th game, and they get the second consecutive first point. They got it in set 3, and now they get it here in set 4. That one put Braintree in a tough spot as Wishart hit it backwards. Braintree has to regain their focus a little bit here after a couple uncharacteristic mistakes to begin set 2 or set 4. As Wellesley trying to win their second consecutive set. And a quick substitution for Braintree. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick timeout either if Braintree drops this next point. The whole Braintree team converging to the front of the net. Nobody was there in the corner. And again, that's 5 consecutive and a carry. And Braintree will take a very early timeout here in set 4 as things have gone sour here in set 4 from the beginning. It's 5-0. We'll take a quick break here as Braintree trails. Coming out of the timeout, 5-0 is Braintree trying to get on the board here in set 4. Block at the net. And a second time, but it's out of bounds off of Braintree. And Wellesley has taken some momentum back. And Braintree better regain it quickly because this could be devastating if the Raiders are able to win set 4, 2 consecutive, making it anybody's game in set 5. This one still plenty of time left. And Braintree just can't find an answer right now. It is 8-0 here in set 4. This is really incredible. Nobody saw this coming, and McNeil is quickly going to get back into the game. It's crazy how quick the tide has changed. All it took was one set for the Raiders, and now they look like a totally different team. And there is Braintree's first point. They needed that. O'Donnell finally able to stop the bleeding for the time being. Nice diving play. Again, it's Burke who's on the floor. Blocks twice, and Braintree's got 2 consecutive. That was a big time play. Again, give all the credit in the world to Burke, who has been excellent going for the loose balls. That's another play that his diving play had saved. And Braintree needed a little run, and so far 2 consecutive. But they could really use like 3 or 4 in a row at this point. Try and get right back into it. McNeil, he's deflected. There is again Burke. O'Donnell to the middle of the court as it's deflected. Blocked by Braintree at the net. And now a kill. To the advantage for Wellesley and make it 9-3. You see the mistake was made at the net, and the Raiders knowing that. That was a very blockable ball. Braintree back within 6. As we're still alive, now it's blocked, and Braintree's got it. Nice play at the net on the quick return from the Raiders, but Braintree was awake and ready for it to get back within 5. It was at one point 8-0. It's now 9-4. Wellesley able to get another on a quick play to the far side of the court. McNeil, and he is blocked. The tandem there at the net, able to swallow that attack up by Braintree. Branch's final timeout here of their set. At 11-4, the deficit. And we will take another quick break here on BCAM TV with Braintree down 11-4, but up 2-1 here at the Heritage Gymnasium. Coming out of the timeout, and now it is a 12-4 advantage with the ace. Hits the top of the net and makes its way over. Off the hands of the Womps, and this has been all Wellesley here in the fourth set. This has been the most lopsided one we've seen here in the match, and Wellesley down 2-1 has looked very hungry since going down 2-0. Another deflection, but Braintree not getting the call on a miss hit. And that one all was situated due to the fact that Braintree was expecting a block at the net, and they tried to hit it a little higher, try and get it over that block. Braintree down the largest lead of 10. That one catches the fingertips of O'Donnell, drops down on the Braintree side of the court, and the Womps are out of timeout. So moving forward, they will not be able to stop the play up until, if it does, to go to a fifth set, which Braintree's hoping it doesn't. But the way this has gone now, with an 11-point edge, this would take a monumental collapse for the Raiders for this one to end. And off of the pipe above, it wasn't played well. That's an opportunity for Braintree as they catch a break. We'll see if Braintree can tally off a few in a row. Wellesley was not ready for it, but Braintree wasn't able to catch him. And again, that tandem there at the net here in this fourth set hasn't been able to block it onto the opposite side of the court. It's landed on Braintree's side more often than not. McNeil, and finally he's able to explode. His hits were so good back in the first three, and now finally able to get a couple hits here in the fourth set. And that one caroms off the back wall, and Braintree starting to feel that frustration. They do have the lead, but frustration certainly on the side of the Womps now. And they go right into the direction of the new man as Dow came on, and an ace immediately. And the serve goes out of bounds. Braintree catching a break there. Braintree had to have that point. Down 11. And really, now it's going to take a sustained run for Braintree to get back in it. As that one's out of bounds. Chance there for Braintree right on the line. but they weren't able to convert. Knocked over by Dow. And it's out of bounds. Braintree's point. They get back to 11, but they have to get consecutive points. They can't keep going back and forth. The dig by Burke, and Braintree again leaving the net. It's a couple times now in this fourth set we've seen people leave their spots and the ball has landed right there. Sometimes you want to stay at home, but you think you have read the play better. As again, the Raiders with another serving mistake, and that's one of the things they've done poorly here in what has been pretty much a perfect set. Kill at the net, and it's 21-9. That's 3 serves consecutive for the Raiders that have gone out of play. 14 in total. Again, Braintree keeps getting back to 11, but they haven't been able to get any closer. As that one is out of bounds, and Braintree has gotten to 10. I'd like to see him get as close as 5, if not closer. Nice serve from you. The block, the dive, and it's out of the net. Blocked at the net as McNeil pushing it back over. The deflection, tough play for Kokoris. At the net, the block. And the set for O'Donnell. As now Braintree trying to regroup. Wishart to McNeil. The left-handed push is blocked. Comes off the piping above. Braintree staying with the play as we go back and forth. And now an opportunity within 2 of set point for the Raiders, as they pretty much secured it here in set 4. Really a tale of 2 halves. Sets 1 and 2, Braintree taking, and now looking like set 3 and 4 will be Wellesley's. But they're certainly not making it smooth for themselves, as they've now a totaled up 15 serving errors. That is a very high number. Mistiming the leap, and Braintree getting 2 consecutive. Very close to an ace. McNeil, and he mishits it at the net, and it's now set point. All the momentum now on the side of the visiting team from Wellesley has have an opportunity to win set 4, and they have. As Braintree drops that one, 25-13. That's the worst we've seen Braintree play here tonight in this match, but we are now tied at 2 after Braintree won the first 2. Wellesley has responded with the last 2, and now we'll play 2:15 here in a best of 5 as Braintree and Wellesley tied at 2. We'll be right back. Back here at the Herkimer Gymnasium, start of a do-or-die set 5. 2 teams tied at 2. Winner take all here in set 5. Mike Wellesley there for BCAM TV, and the starts so important here for Braintree in set 5. They want to secure a victory and take this one 3-2 because the last 2 sets they have started poorly, and ultimately that was the undoing, especially in the 4th set. Fell behind 8-0, and it was pretty much over from that. So Braintree wanting to score first, as Wellesley will serve first here in set 5. First point, hoping that Braintree will get it, and they don't. It is out of bounds. It's Wellesley's. They're on a roll, and Braintree's going to have to stop them now. Down 1-0. The deflection off the top of the net, as Braintree trying to even the score, which they do. It's O'Donnell. Again, this is up to 15, so a poor start cannot be afforded on either side. 1 up, as Kokoris will serve. Right now would be a good time for an ace, as Braintree hasn't had one in a while. Kokoris, and it's out of bounds. Braintree's had 2 balls they've hit too strong to allow Wellesley to score their 2 points. Braintree could really use a mistake here on the serve, which they've gotten plenty of help from here in the match. Excellent serve, and there's the ace. It's 3-1. Plenty of time to go here in set 5, but Braintree has to answer very quickly because they cannot afford to fall down. Tough one for Braintree really to make an aggressive move on. As Bork was in a tough spot, and that was a very tough point to allow. Braintree's now down 4-1. And now a warning giving to Wellesley. Not sure for exactly what, but Braintree needing this point. Down 3. Deflection. Able to get it over on 3. Braintree looking for it. Here's McNeil. He's blocked. We're still going, and now we're not. It is 5-1, and momentum all on Wellesley's side. This is really incredible how the tide of this match has changed. It was 2-0 Braintree. Now they're tied at 2 and down here in set 5. They haven't gotten much help here in this 5th set from the serves. From Wellesley, who really hasn't been good, and that's out of bounds. Braintree had to have that, and they got it. Five to 2, Braintree down, but serving. And that is out of bounds. Really not a good time for Braintree to make a serving mistake. As they're trailing and now down 4. That's just the 5th serving error on Braintree, but it was at a bad time here in a winner-take-all 5th set. As that one grazes the top of the net, Braintree able to knock it over, but not without a violation. That was a double hit. Seven to 2 as Wellesley leads. And Braintree's going to have to take another comeback here in this 5th set if they want to take the victory. As O'Donnell with a solid hit, but a nice dig. Keeping play going. As McNeil gets deflected, and now it is on the court. 7 to 3, and this would be the time where Braintree needs to make a run. With O'Donnell serving, Braintree could really use a couple points in a row. If they're down 4, they could really use getting within 2. And they're not going to do that yet. As that one was set up, and now the teams will switch sides as Wellesley has gotten to 8 points. They're up 8-3, and the teams will switch sides. Won't be a long break in between as the two teams have switched sides, switched benches, and Braintree has to regain focus. It's now or never for the Womps. This is one they've had in their grasp for a while. Serve in the direction of you, and now it's into the stands. And Braintree's made a handful of mistakes, especially here in this 5th set. And now a timeout has to be taken. They are down 9-3 here in the 5th set. It looked like Braintree was going to pull off a big upset here today. They still have time, obviously, here in this 5th set, but Braintree was up 2 sets to none, and now in danger of dropping it 3 sets to 2. We'll take a quick break. (9-3) coming out of the timeout. It's now 10-3 on the ace. 7 in the match now for the Raiders. And serve now for the Raiders, who have been pretty much perfect in the last 2 sets now. And they are now just 4 points away from winning it here after trailing 2 sets to none. McNeil, and he hammers it down. Finally, Braintree able to get something positive in this set. And that one somehow was able to be around the sticks. And down, not able to return it. And Braintree hasn't gotten any fortune here in this one. Everything has been bad luck here in this set. Down 12-4 now. And in danger of dropping a very tough one here today to a very good Wellesley team. But this was one that at the beginning parts of it looked like Braintree was in line for what could have been a very big win on the season. As things are unraveling for the Womps, now it's just 2 points away from dropping it. 13-4 the lead and the serve for Wellesley here in set 5, as this one has gone the distance. 16 serving errors have factored in, but they haven't factored in lately on the scoreboard. Factored into the stat book, but nothing into the win column for Braintree so far. A couple straight mistakes, and Braintree with a little run. It's going to take a lot more of that. The one lousy part about the fifth set is it goes to 15. If your team trailing, you don't have much time, no room for error. McMartin able to tap it over. And Wishart as well. As we continue on the third try, it is in the direction of the net and onto the Braintree side of the court. And now the chorus. Braintree with 3 straight. The lead is down to 6. At one point it was 9. Every serve has to be perfect for Braintree. Cannot afford a serving mistake at this point. Tapped up on the dig, as now McMartin, and an opportunity far sides, and the point is Wellesley's, and now it is match point. It's 14-7. Not the most routine hits on that far side of the court, but it has been effective here for Wellesley. See that long time jump. And Braintree now has to rally off 7 consecutive. This is going to continue. Has to be over here, and it is. And a chance now for the Raiders to finish it. And they do just that as they stun Braintree here at home with 3 consecutive victories. And they win Game 5, 15-7, winning this one 3-2. A devastating blow to Braintree's postseason chances here with a loss 3-2 after winning sets 1 and 2, 30-28, 25-22, and dropping 3, 4, and 5, 25-21, 25-13, and here in a shortened one in Game 5, 15-7, as Wellesley beat Braintree twice this season, and Braintree now stands 2 games shy of the postseason with a very tough schedule upcoming. And the Womps not able to help out their cause here today after going up 2-0, and ultimately all the momentum swung, and it was the difference here today for the Wellesley Raiders. They did have 16 serving mistakes, and Braintree just with 5, but it didn't matter in the end as Braintree drops 3-2 here today to the visiting team from Wellesley. For the final time here, for Kelsey Davis, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.